for having me. Good morning. So I will be talking the available opportunities in renewable energy. As the moderator has earlier said, my name is Dr. Ahmad Abubakar from the Department of Electrical Electronics Engineering, University of Technology. My pleasure to be here. So in the next 30 to 40 minutes, I'll be talking about four things. Why do we need renewable energy? And the various forms of renewable energy as was earlier presented. I will just briefly talk about it. And then see whether renewable energy is for now or for the future, because a lot of people have argued that this is for the future. Then lastly, we bring opportunities. To start with, Barack Obama, that was the former president of the US, says, and I quote, that the path towards sustainable energy sources.
Dr. Sodiq, sorry, sir, we can't see us.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay. Let me stop sharing and share again. But the other guy earlier said, the moderator earlier said, you can see my screen.
I think you should put it on presentation mode.
Are you seeing my screen now?
No, we can't, sir. You shared your screen earlier, but you didn't share this the slide. That was the issue.
Okay, let me stop that and share again. You share your screen.
Okay. While we wait for Dr. Sodiq to share his okay, I think we have it now.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have it now. Thank you very much.
Okay, so sorry about that. Barack Obama says the path towards sustainable energy sources will be long.
Okay.
And that America cannot resist this transition. And he believes that America should lead. So also down here, particularly due to our technologies and our advancements, can also not be left behind in the transition towards renewables. And I want to also say that renewable energy experts are not just having a career, but they are saving our planet. So over the time, the prices of energy, particularly gas, has skyrocketed in the 21st century. And I think we are all facing that reality presently. And also, in the last budget presented by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, about 3.3 trillion naira was budgeted for subsidy in the energy, particularly petroleum. Again, coupled with the fact that fossil fuel is unstable, also finite, and is also subject to a lot of factors such as market, political, and geological trends. In other words, the energy or petroleum or fossil fuel market is a bit volatile. And it's actually been affected by a lot of uncertainties. So these are some of the reasons why around the globe, researchers, government, and private sectors are actually looking for alternatives to energy supply. Again, it is renewable energy is also not just it's just not more than fleeting interest in the newest breed. In other words, the automotive industry are also keen into the usage of renewable energy. And we have seen this in the funding from private and government establishments in renewable, which has actually exploded the renewable energy industry. And that growth has actually been creating a lot of potentials in the green power sector. So there are various forms of renewable energy that has been mentioned earlier from the first presenter: the nuclear, the wind, the solar, the hydropower, the biomass, and the rest. So I'll not go into details because he has been able to tell us even about how to generate these various forms of renewable energy. So sincere efforts are actually being made to reduce the dependence on energy sources that are actually harming the environment. So it is better that we make the switch now. In other words, renewable energy is not just the energy of the future, but the energy that we need now. This is because of sustainable development. For instance, a country like Nigeria cannot afford to be spending trillions of naira over subsidy while we have abundantly solar, wind in different parts of the country. So the future of green energy is now. There's nothing more than that. The future is actually now. And we have to harness the power of renewable energy and work towards a low carbon future. For instance, in the power sector, the drive now is how to decarbonize the entire power sector. So it is now and not for the future. Again, on the average, the homeowner or a business leader is always looking for ways to make the world a little greener and also reduce his expenditure. So if you share the passion about exploring renewable energy, you will be easily be able to turn that passion into a career. And between 2012 and 2019, the employment statistics shows a consistent trend or a consistent rise in the number of opportunities and number of careers in the renewable energy sector. Particularly, we saw solar, bioenergy, wind, and hydro making a lot of improvement, providing jobs and opportunities for young progressive improvement in the number of employment opportunities sector. And we're going to look at those in the next. One thing about the prospect of renewable energy is the fact that, for instance, solar and wind can be which makes them suitable for home applications, street lighting, and lots of applications. So don't need to own a very big company like General Electric to be a contractor in the renewable energy sector. Most of our electricians today are also taking jobs in renewable. They just go for that. Also reminds me that we have an online certification program called Learn Energy, which be a contractor in the renewable energy sector, or what some people call solar installer. What is called the green engineering. So there are people that are now term themselves as green energy to commercial development to real estate will benefit from the help of a green engineer. In other words, we now have smart homes. We now have almost everything smart. It is renewable. We don't just have smart products, but it has moved over a decade. City will have renewables into them. So green engineering actually to doing things, and smart engineering is also a career opportunity that can be pursued. It's also applicable different solutions ranging from particularly all the features of a smart city, making independence of the next is on sustainable farming. And if I remember vividly, where farm, hope you can still hear me, please.
Yes, but your audio is breaking, sir.
Can't
We
really
can't
hear.
really
You
hear
tell
you.
me since, okay.
Well,
So the third opportunity I'm discussing, sustainable to fill the energy gaps. So biofuels are often derived from things, and apart from that, the Z farm entire energy of a farm is actually produced in the farm. So sustainable that you can pursue. And here we also have different application of technology into sustainable farming. Howard, being the ones spreading your chemicals around, then use drones to navigate through the farmland to apply your pesticides, your chemicals. The opportunity is the environmental consultant. And being an environmental consultant implies that more than just of our life or a business. The environmental consultant usually works on a contractual basis for private or even public and oil contamination. The environmental consultant actually tries to balance between and the issue of climate change. It's actually a tripartite triangle. Environment, the environmental consultants ensures that energy and policies revolving around economics, around environment, are sustainably protected. The next is a mechanic. Yes, somebody will say a mechanic, yes. But this is a mechanic, as I mentioned earlier, is impacting the automotive industry, and electric vehicles are actually becoming and repair such cars are actually rising. Particularly Europe have given a timeline to stop the manufacture of fossil fuels in 2040. In other words, by 2030, Denmark or Netherlands will stop, and then they are moving completely to electric vehicles. So we will need a workforce. So this is a very, very important career opportunity in the efforts, particularly here in renewable energy, I mean in electric vehicles. So not just in in the Asian countries, particularly in China, they now have the experts in this area for maintenance and repairs. Lastly is architecture and design. Architects design new buildings and structures. The solar roof, which is now shaking up the way developers are approaching the design process. It's actually an exciting time to get on board. In other words, Elon Musk's passion is, instead of now putting zinc or aluminium zinc in our house, solar panels. So yes, we now have roofs under purpose, but it's also serving as source of energy. So just imagine that your entire household is actually being covered. Your entire energy needs will be on site. In other words, you are producing what researches and development in the area of solar sources of solar energy. So architects and designers of all sorts are in renewable energy, particularly on how they approach the design of new buildings and renewable energy opportunities, I believe we can redeem it. And I want to thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmad Abubakar Sodiq. He has been able to talk to us on the available opportunities in clean energy. And sir, while you were presenting, because I am from this management and social sciences, I was thinking if you are not going to touch my faculty, but you did when you talked about the consultancy, the triangle of economics, politics, and the other one. So thank you very much, sir. That is to show that the field of clean and renewable energy is versatile. It's a necessary skill for everybody because everybody needs energy, and you can also make a living out of this source of energy, regardless of the field that you are in. Everybody comes in at one point or the other. Even if you're in mass comm, you could make advertisements, you could make videos using drones and the likes for clean and renewable energy. So thank you very much, sir, for that. I would like to take any questions from members of the audience. If you think that Doc should answer any question that you have regarding available opportunities in clean and renewable energy. And also our first speaker is also still with us in case you also have a question for him also. So they've been able to talk to us on what clean energy is and how we can also maximize the use of clean energy for ourselves here in Nigeria. You can either be a contractor or a green engineer, a sustainable farmer, which of course is relevant to everybody regardless of discipline because everybody has to eat, and also be an environmental consultant, in the areas of economics, politics, and climate change, which is also very important. I must also say, Doc, because in social sciences here, particularly in political science, we also place much emphasis on climate change. The engineer Bala mentioned about nuclear weapons. We also look at how nuclear weapons affect us in the world today. We look at some of the impacts of even nuclear weapons on our society and why countries have been putting up so many treaties. The major one being the nuclear proliferation treaty to make sure that countries stop the amassing, building an arsenal of nuclear weapons also, and how all of this also affects us in the society. We also a mechanic, like he said, and also an architecture and design. Doc, let me ask you on behalf of social sciences, do you think that there are more opportunities for people in sciences than in social sciences and even other disciplines? Are there other ways by which we can also come in, maybe not as full-time as engineering major, but maybe other ways by which we can also tapping into these opportunities that exist?
Yeah, thank you. For instance, in policy formulation for renewable energy, into their plans, and then we need policies to guide that. So the social sciences have a lot of agree with me in Nigeria, for instance, that recently there was a change in the constitution about energy generation, power generation, some amount of power, and then an individual. So those are policies that social sciences will actually need to help us formulate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And what makes this very interesting is that aside from also making a living, you're also saving the planet. You're also contributing to what Engineer Bala called reduction in greenhouse emissions, that is, or making the world healthier for us to live in. So it's a very interesting field, and that's why we offer this here at Summit University of in line with Industry 4.0, we're raising graduates that would be knowledgeable in all of these fields.
Yes, in my
If
in
there's
my
anybody
in
who
my
has any
opening
questions for,
slides, I told us that renewable energy experts don't see themselves having a career; they see themselves as the messiah of the planet. So they see themselves as saving the planet, actually, not just having a career.
yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, that's very true, sir. I got it from your slide, actually. So thank you very much, sir. If there's also anybody who has a question for Dr. Sadiq, it's a very interesting topic here, and it is relatable to everybody, just like the financial literacy skill. These are skills that everybody needs to have. um so, in the absence of any question, I want to say a very big thank you to you, Dr. Ahmad Abubakar Sadiq. He is from the Federal University of Technology, Mina, and is also a senior visiting scholar here at Summit University of. Imagine the number of senior scholars that we have here. Imagine what their portfolio looks like. And you must feel very lucky to be part of us here at Summit University of. Thank you very much, Doc. We really do appreciate your time. Please don't forget that this video would be made available on the university YouTube channel. You can visit www.youtube.com/SunoTV, and you can rewatch this if you need to. I'll also make these slides available to you by each presenter on the Google Drive of the university. Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmad Abubakar Sadiq, for your presentation. We really do enjoy it, and we say a very big thank you to you.
الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين سبحان